Hey, Adrian. Thanks for doing this. I was wondering, with a lot of new receivers involved, how you've seen you kind of come together with them and gelling with those guys, and what stood out about their play so far.
Yeah, those guys have really done a great job of attacking each practice, as well as I think our communication has just been a lot better, and Coach Lubick's done a great job. Um, I've seen a lot out of those guys, and we're excited about them. I think we're continuing to get better, and we will continue to do that moving forward.
Mario said something in the spring about those guys were actually getting to their spot quicker. I know you only had a couple of practices, but have you noticed that in camp? Are they moving faster than maybe they were a year ago?
I would say so. I think that's also to point towards Coach Lubick. He's done a great job with those guys, and I think that's been an effort on all of us to get better in that area, and obviously on our end as well.
KLKN, Andrew Ward.
Hey, Adrian, thanks for doing this. Say, mental health has kind of been a big topic here in the NFL with Dak Prescott's comments. How much do you take that into consideration, during your offseason training, and how big is that for you, especially with the criticism you take throughout the course of a season?
Yeah, well, I think it's definitely not talked about enough, especially in college sports. Obviously, we're amateur athletes, but we also have a pretty big stage similar to professional sports. And I would say that's something I'm just thankful to be a part of Nebraska. We have a great support system here and our coaching staff. Dr. Brett Haskell, she works with players kind of on the psychology piece. We have a great staff, and I'm really just thankful that I chose to come here, that I chose to be a part of this community. And I think despite everything that happened last year, I've received nothing but support from the people here in this building.
Hail Varsity, Aaron Sorensen.
Hey, Adrian. So first game on the road. Verduzco didn't say too much about it, but it can be a benefit for an offense with no fans. However, that also means a defense can pick up on things like your snap count and cadence, rhythm, all of that. How have you been preparing, knowing that while you'll be on the road, it's not quite the same level of a hostile environment, meaning they might be able to pick up on things on the other side a little bit differently.
Yeah, I think our tempo hopefully will play a factor in that as well. So the defense won't have as much time to just think about what we're calling out there, what we're doing. But as far as playing in empty stadiums, I know we've practiced in Memorial. We've done things like that to prepare for those situations. And I think as long as we keep moving fast, we mix up some of our calls, I think we'll be fine moving forward with that.
KETV, Andy Kendi.
Hey, Adrian. Hey, we haven't talked to you since the whole return to football thing. And I'm curious what it meant to you to not only have your head coach go fight for you, but the university as a whole. And did the uncertainty now, do you see maybe guys maybe enjoying things a little more, knowing that football was taken away temporarily?
Most definitely. I think kind of like other situations in life, when something's taken away, you appreciate it a little bit more. And I know our guys are thankful to be out there right now, thankful that we're playing, whether it's a 4 game season, 8 game season, 12 game season. We're thankful to be playing football, and thankful to be part of a program that wants to play and that fought for us to play. And I think that just makes us love it more, and really bond together in that, and move forward with excitement for this year.
Omaha World Herald, Evan Bland.
Hey, Adrian, I'm just curious how you're doing physically at this point, and maybe if you could just put into perspective how often over the last 4 years you've actually felt fully healthy when you've been out there on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I feel great physically right now. Obviously, we haven't played a game in quite some time. Over the last 4 years, obviously, you guys know about my history of injuries this last couple seasons, and then my senior year of high school. So I would say I'm feeling as good as I have in a while. And that's obviously exciting for me, and ready to get out there and show it.
Kevin Suits. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, Adrian, you guys have been in pads for about a week now. Can you just evaluate your play? How do you feel like you performed as your practices have turned up the intensity a little bit recently?
I feel like I've been doing good. I'm just trying to get better at doing what the coaches are asking me to do, continuing to execute, continuing to make quick decisions, and get the ball where it needs to be. I think there's always something I can improve on, and I've been really trying to do that this fall camp and each day, really.
WOWT, Rex Smith.
Hey, Adrian, I'm just wondering, I know he's been limited a bit, but what you've seen from Omar Manning so far when he's been on the field, and then also because you talked about some of the new receivers and gelling with them, if you could just throw out a couple of names, guys that have kind of stood out to you.
Yeah, Omar, he's a very, very talented guy. Obviously, the coaches are excited about him. Us quarterbacks are excited about him. And we're going to continue to help him develop and move along. As far as some of the other guys, obviously, I'm really excited about Cade Warner, his leadership in the receiver room. I think Wyatt Lever's done a great job. There's been a lot of guys coming onto the scene. I think we have some good depth this year at that position.
Lincoln Journal-Star, Parker Gabriel.
Hey, Adrian, obviously you were asked to play right at the beginning of your career, and Cam Jurgens was put sort of in a similar situation last year. I'm curious, when you went back and watched, 2019, how much did he specifically improve from the beginning of the year to the end of the year? And how do you feel about what looks on paper offensive line unit overall going into this year?
I think I can relate to him in that way. His first couple games, obviously there's going to be some adjustments. There's going to be some bumps and some learning curves, and we all made mistakes. I think as the year progressed, he was taking some tremendous strides, and this year, obviously, I'm really confident in him. And in our O-line in general, I think those guys are studs up front. And I know for sure that myself, Luke, and the rest of the quarterbacks, we're confident in those guys with everything we have.
Hale Varsity, Derek Peterson.
Hey, Adrian, a lot has been made about just Nebraska hadn't been in pads since like November of 2019 and the impact that has on certain other position groups. I know when you're in an off season, you guys have the green jerseys on, you're not getting hit. Has anything changed for you guys from a physical standpoint, just in getting you ready for the season with the way that this off season has been, or has it been just more of the same for the quarterback room specifically?
That's interesting. I would say there's just been an increased emphasis on running hard. Obviously wearing green jerseys, but continuing to run hard and put your effort out there. And it's on our defense, on our other teammates to kind of be good teammates, tap off, whatever it may be for us as quarterbacks.
With you used to not getting hit in practice, does it feel like not being in pads, did that feel like it had an impact on you, or not so much, just because you're getting tagged off in practice as opposed to getting tackled?
I would say not so much because of that. There are some adjustments just getting used to pads, but for quarterbacks, for the most part, since we don't get hit, it wasn't that much of a difference. Yep.
We've got three more here for Adrian quickly. Mitch Sherman, The Athletic.
Hey, Adrian, how do you feel about having Luke as a full-time weapon in this offense as opposed to a year ago when you kind of had to sprinkle him in for 3 or 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, look, that's not my decision, but Luke is a very talented player. I know he can be great for us at quarterback, running back, receiver, whatever the coaches decide they want to do, that's what we're going to do. And if that's going to help us win games, I'm for it.
Sean Callahan, Husker Online.
Yeah, Adrian, I'm curious, just with the new world that we're in with the protocols and the testing, what has that been like? Kind of explain to us how that daily testing process works and with the daily testing? I mean, how much more serious do guys take things knowing that it's a 21-day, period that you can miss if you test positive now?
Yeah, at the beginning it was tough. It was a weird adjustment, but once we got in the routine of things, and I think Jared, our chief of staff, our coaches have really done a great job of structuring this for us, of trying to help us with this weird change that we're going through. And it can be difficult. There's sacrifices that have to be made because none of us want to sit out that 21 days by testing positive. So whatever sacrifices that may take from us, and then obviously testing and wearing masks, things like that, I think our guys are taken seriously here.
And we'll finish up today. Sam McEwen, Omaha World Herald.
Adrian, thanks for doing this. Really appreciate it. How has your preparation changed this preseason compared to last preseason?
I would say I'm just trying to work harder physically, get myself in the shape I know I need to be in. And in addition to that, I'm trying to take each day and make the most out of it. Try and live in the present, try and make the most out of that practice and not kind of looking forward to 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now. And if that means diving into practice tape more, working on my game as much as I can, and really trying to do what the coaches are asking of me. And all of that just is around self-improvement, trying to become a better leader. I think the little things are where I can become a lot better.
Why did you decide that you needed to improve in those areas? And what role has, I don't know, people keep talking about this as a quarterback competition, but what role has Luke pushing you played?
Well, that's the thing. When I was recruited, I was told it was an open competition, and that's the case regardless of what year it is. The best quarterback's going to play, period. And, Luke's been pushing me, and I love it. I'm here for the competition. He's a talented guy. He gets after it. I get after it. And I think that's definitely helped me progress as a player. And it's gotten some fire out of me, and I think it's great for both of us, and it's great for this team. And that's part of my progression, part of me getting better physically and putting more time into practice film, things like that.